Today in Chicago, a relentless heat wave raises concerns as it claims more lives. I'm Leah.
And I'm Garrett, and welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett, here in Chicago.
First up, heat wave claims 6 lives in Cook County, a rising threat that's become very real. This has been Cook County's deadliest month for heat-related deaths in over a decade. 6 people, most under 60, have died from heat stroke and complications tied to existing health issues. The heat index has pushed past 100 degrees. That's the feels-like number that combines temperature with humidity to show how hot it actually feels on your body. We know experts warn heat deaths are often underreported because the immediate cause might look like a heart attack or stroke. We lost West Side resident Victor Ferguson on July 2nd and Stephanie Rodriguez on July 9th, among others. The criticism you're hearing is about accessibility to cooling centers. Open hours and reach haven't always matched the most dangerous heat windows. Honestly, this is where preventable meets heartbreaking. We need easier, faster access to cool spaces, and we need it now.
Yeah, that hits different. And just to underline the underreporting part, if someone with a heart condition gets pushed over the edge by extreme heat, the death certificate can list the heart event rather than heat itself. So the true toll can be higher. Practical steps matter. Checking on neighbors, especially folks living alone, and knowing where the nearest cooling site is. Also, if a place says it's a cooling center, but it closes early on the hottest days, that's not gonna fly. Heat is often called the deadliest weather hazard for a reason. It quietly overwhelms the body. We, have to match that threat with real access.
Right. And if you or someone you know relies on medications or has a chronic condition, heat can kind of stack the risks. Let's not let this one slide by. More transit-accessible sites, extended hours, and clear communication could save lives this summer.
All right, let's keep it moving. Next up, prostitution ring bust, with 6 men charged in the suburbs after a 15-month investigation. The Kane County State's Attorney's Office, which is the county prosecutor's office based in Geneva, coordinated with multiple law enforcement agencies across counties. Charges include managing brothels, promoting prostitution near a school, and forgery, with some leases for the alleged operations signed using fake names. Arrests were coordinated on July 16th, and all 6 are being held at the Kane County Jail with court appearances ahead. Quick note, when we say interjurisdictional collaboration, that's agencies from different cities or counties working together. It's a bigger net to catch a bigger operation. I'm down for that level of teamwork. Human trafficking, exploiting people for sex or labor through force, fraud, or coercion can hide in plain sight. So yeah, major credit to the agencies for sticking with a long probe, but it also means we've got to stay vigilant. These networks don't just disappear after one round of arrests.
What took 15 months? Why did it take so long?
Building a case across multiple locations is basically slow by design. You need surveillance, financial records, cooperating witnesses, and clean chains of evidence. If there's forgery involved, you're also tracing paper trails and verifying who actually signed what. It's like woodworking a complex joint. Rush it, and the whole thing comes apart in court.
Okay, moving right along. Crime spree targets gambling venues across Southland suburbs. Burbank, New Lenox, and Palos Hills saw smash-and-grab-style burglaries at small gaming lounges. On July 4th, Palos Hills' Rosie's Gaming Cafe was hit, and on July 7th, masked suspects used sledgehammers and pry bars at May's Lounge and Honey's Cafe in Burbank, taking more than $4,500. Similar tactics were used at the Zinn Club in New Lenox. The methodical use of heavy tools suggests coordinated planning, but they left behind solid evidence, including video. Other reports in the region this month include a reckless firearm discharge, aggravated battery, and DUI crashes. For clarity, aggravated battery is a more serious assault that causes injury or involves a weapon. And remember that arrest reports do not imply guilt, since these are allegations while investigations continue. This feels organized. Multiple people, tools, quick entries, then out. Community awareness matters here. If you see a car circling closed plazas late at night or hear metal-on-metal sounds where that just shouldn't happen, call it in. Business owners, double-check cameras and lighting. Simple visibility can be a deterrent.
Yeah, that checks out. And given the video evidence, it sounds like detectives have something to work with. We'll keep an eye on where this thread goes next. Next up, ICE detainment of a Chicago Public Schools custodian sparks community outcry. Josue Pira Hidalgo, who's worked as a CPS custodian since last July, was detained during a routine immigration check-in on July 17th. ICE is Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They enforce federal immigration laws. Pira Hidalgo and his family came to the U.S. in 2022 and applied for asylum, which is legal protection for people who fear persecution in their home countries. His wife and children were released that day, but he remains in custody awaiting a hearing. Neighbors and co-workers are rallying. SEIU Local 73, the union that represents many CPS support staff, is pushing for his release, emphasizing his contributions to the school and the community. I feel for the family. You make your appointment to comply with the process. And this happens. Fair, transparent practices matter. And if enforcement strategies change, people need clear notice so they can make informed choices with their attorneys. I hope the hearing comes quickly and everyone gets due process.
Why detain at a check-in, though? That's where it gets really hard to understand for families who are trying to follow the rules.
Advocates and legal experts say there's been a shift in who gets targeted at those appointments, which has raised the number of custodial detentions at routine check-ins. It's a serious move with serious ripple effects. Kids, workplaces, whole neighborhoods feel it. We'll track the hearing and any updates.
Last up, Gary Council advocates for green steel making, just over the border in Gary, Indiana. The Gary Common Council, basically the city's legislative body, passed a resolution urging U.S. Steel's Gary Works to adopt greener technology. The push is for a direct reduction furnace, which makes what's called sponge iron by using natural gas to remove oxygen from ore at lower temperatures, and then pairing that with electric arc furnaces. Those are big vessels that melt metal using electricity instead of burning coke. Supporters say this could cut emissions, improve public health, and keep the plant competitive. U.S. Steel, though, is warning that a transition like this could shutter current operations and reduce jobs, and they note that doing it at Gary's massive scale isn't common yet. I'm for cleaner air and water. Steelmaking touches our whole region. But the economic implications for workers are real. If we're asking for a big shift, then planning for a just transition, job retraining, placement, timelines that protect families, has to be on the table. Otherwise, it's just theory on paper.
Totally. And for Chicagoans wondering why this matters, Gary Works sits on our shared lakefront. Air and water don't care about state lines, and plenty of folks commute both ways for work. If the plant can cut emissions and stay competitive, that's like a win-win. But pulling it off at that scale is the puzzle we've got to solve with real investment and clear timelines. Thanks for tuning in to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett here in Chicago. Have a great day, and see you tomorrow.